I want to hear from John. And John, you just heard from Phyllis and you heard from Don, and you represent at SEIU millions of low-wage workers, the hospital workers, the healthcare workers that we're really trying to expand coverage to.
Correct.
Right? So hearing everybody else's comments, what are the design features that you think work in both Pamela and Hank's proposals that would help your workers, and what are your concerns?
Okay, thank you, Karen. So there are a number of features of both that I think would help our members who don't have coverage now. We have about 35% of the members of SEIU have no retirement plan coverage whatsoever. And obviously there's many millions more that work in these low-wage industries that don't have coverage, and that's a lot of what we're focusing on here. You know, one of the things for sure is that both of these plans are voluntary, not mandatory, and frankly, as much as we favor universality, we're not optimistic about additional mandates in the current political climate. So I think that we need to figure out plans that have incentives, lower expenses, and better returns. And I agree with Phyllis, we need to figure out who sells it. But hopefully we can build a better mousetrap, and they will come for this. In terms of the super simple in particular, clearly reducing the barriers and costs to small employers offering retirement plans is a really attractive feature, and so is increasing the savers credit, which I think that the longer paper does a really good job of saying really isn't worth very much right now. And I like depositing the savers credit directly into the retirement accounts. However, we really don't favor individual accounts as the way to go. And I think that, truthfully, I think that the bargain that Pam is presenting here of increasing the limit on tax-favored contributions in exchange for essentially making sure that everybody gets a minimum contribution, I don't think that that's something that would work in our view. I mean, if you look at it right now, if we're going to increase tax expenditures for retirement, I think that we need to redirect those expenditures towards the low and moderate income earners that Pam's proposal seeks to help, and not expand incentives for higher end earners who do not need those incentives to save. I feel like, frankly, it's almost like bribing the management of companies, you know, so they'll jump for joy in order to get them to agree to put money into their workers' retirement accounts. And I don't think that's the policy that we should support. And so on the Secure Choice Plan, we very much prefer the pooled investment approach, and really like the annuity requirement. I mean, our members want to be in defined benefit plans where they have a guaranteed pension benefit when they retire. They're not looking to put money into an account that they can then withdraw. They want to be set for their retirement. That's what they want. And the ones that don't have it really want the union to go get it for them, which is hard to do in the current economic environment. And the one thing about the Secure Choice Plan that I think we really need to look at is while the plan design seeks to minimize potential withdrawal liability, just having withdrawal liability, I feel like, is a showstopper for a lot of employers. So trying to figure out how we tweak the design so there's some guarantee in there that would eliminate withdrawal liability for the employer, not eliminate their fiduciary responsibility in toto, the way Phyllis characterized, but that would eliminate their withdrawal liability, I think would be something that we need to try to do. Let me just say that we have been actively exploring state-based options with Hank and with others, particularly in a number of states, particularly California, for improving private sector retirement security. There's a lot of interest in doing it. I want to just cite one other plan that's out there, which is Teresa Ghilarducci's guaranteed retirement account, which I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with. I'm not saying that that's the way to go either, but she has proposed establishing now state-sponsored cash balance plans, not that dissimilar from a Secure Choice, but with a guaranteed real return of something like 2 to 4%. shares some features with Hank's plan and has some different features as well, just as another option out there for consideration.
Great, John.